Hello, if you're new here, I'm Ryanne. I love making videos all about health, fitness, wellness, nutrition, and incorporating that into a busy life as a full-time working mom. Today, we're going to talk all about fiber. 95% of Americans do not get enough fiber in their everyday nutrition. Fiber is so important to us. I think it gets overlooked all the time. It's considered to be like boring and ignored, but I am so passionate about fiber. So hopefully I can make today fun and interesting. And by the end of this video, you'll also be at least interested in fiber for yourself and the health benefits of it. You don't have to be as passionate as I am though. So today what we're going to do is talk about what fiber is specifically. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about fiber, but it is really hard to understand what it is and define that. And then we're also going to talk about why most people don't get enough fiber in their everyday diets and nutrition. We'll also talk about the health benefits of eating that proper fiber, how much fiber we should be getting every day, and how to increase that amount of fiber in our daily nutrition. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I'll share one additional thing that a lot of people don't know about fiber, and it is super important to understand. So let's dive into it. First, what exactly is fiber? Fiber is essentially a carbohydrate that our body, that our GI tract cannot digest. It essentially is a plant substance. So fiber is what grows from the ground. Therefore, you won't find fiber in meat, right? Because it didn't grow from the ground. So fiber is that plant substance that grew from the ground, that bulky stuff that our body has to try to digest and try to break down. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, beans, all have fiber in it. There's two types of fiber that you might hear about. There is soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Pretty much what that means, soluble can be dissolved into water. Insoluble cannot be dissolved into water. Doesn't really matter. Don't get confused or held up on soluble versus insoluble fiber. Doesn't matter. If you eat a variety of plant substances every day, you'll get both types of fiber. And so don't let yourself get hung up on that, worried about it. Kind of disregard that and set the goal of getting proper fiber and a variety of foods into your everyday nutrition. Most people don't eat enough fiber because our nutrition and diets are primarily based off of a lot of highly processed foods. When food companies break down that food in a manufacturing plant, a lot of that fiber gets stripped from our foods and a lot of nutrients, things get taken away. Fiber is one of them, and it gets added chemicals, flavors, additives, artificial colors, and then packaged, processed, and then put in the grocery store for us to buy. Little to no fiber. In most diets, most of what people are consuming are these quick, easy manufactured foods. So that's why essentially most people don't get enough fiber in their nutrition and everyday life. But we're hoping to change that today. Let's talk next about some benefits of fiber. Number one, I think most people know that fiber helps regulate our stools, our bowel movement, helps us poop. Yes, we'll talk a little bit about poop and stool today. What it does is it adds that bulky substance to our stools to help keep us regular in our bowel movements. We have healthier bowel habits when we eat that proper fiber and nutrition. Eating that proper fiber will be also easier for us to have a healthy weight. When we eat fiber, our body gets fuller easier. So we feel full when we eat fiber. So let's say I have 200 calories from an apple that has a lot of fiber, nutrients in it versus 200 calories from apple juice. Now all that fiber was taken away from apple juice and doesn't have any fiber, right? I'm gonna feel full with the apple, not from the apple juice. So I would likely eat less. It'll keep me fuller for longer. So eating that fiber helps slow down digestion, keeps us fuller for longer, and then also hopefully helps prevent overeating or eating a lot of those highly processed foods and are really easy to overeat on, which leads to weight gain. Eating that proper fiber also helps decrease our risk for diabetes. It helps regulate our blood sugar level throughout the day, again, because of the fiber in there. The fiber is helping that food digest slower, so our blood sugar doesn't rise as quickly. So kind of going back to the apple versus apple juice example, if we eat the apple, the natural sugars from that fruit, our blood sugar level will rise slower because our body is taking time to digest that fiber slower versus apple juice. That sugar is going to absorb super quick because there's no fiber. So our blood sugar is going to rise a lot quicker and then kind of come crashing down a lot quicker too. Eating that proper fiber can also help us have healthy cholesterol levels. We also know that eating that proper fiber helps with our gut biome, having a healthy balance of our healthy bacteria in our GI tract, which is super important for overall health. We also know that eating proper fiber will decrease our risk for colorectal cancer. And it also helps prevent diverticulosis, which are little pockets that are in the colon that food can get stuck in. If food gets stuck in there, if it gets inflamed and infected, that will lead to diverticulitis. So eating fiber in general can help prevent those little pockets from forming. Studies have also shown that eating that proper amount of fiber each day is linked to living longer because it helps decrease the risk for chronic diseases in general. The amount of fiber that we should eat each day depends on our age and our gender, male versus females. So females on average want about 22 to 28 grams of fiber per day. Men should have about 28 to 38 grams of fiber a day. Talk to your healthcare provider or a registered dietitian for your specific fiber needs for your body. But the one tip that I really have for you is if someone's eating very to little fiber right now. So let's say I'm eating 5 grams of fiber per day right now, and then I want my goal to be 25. If I'm only eating 5 today and wake up tomorrow and eat 25 grams of fiber, my GI tract is going to hate me. It is going to be so painful and not ready for all that fiber. So if you aren't eating a lot, you want to slowly increase that fiber consumption over time so your GI tract can get used to trying to digest and process that fiber. Trust me, it'll be more comfortable for you rather than trying to do it all at once. Just a few tips that I have for you on how to incorporate more fiber into your daily nutrition. Of course, sticking to those whole foods, foods that are real, nutritious, those minimally processed, not processed foods that Mother Nature gave us. Those are my favorite kinds of foods. Again, those fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, anything that grew from the earth that's safe to eat, obviously. One of my favorite things to do and how to get more fiber every day is when I bake or cook like treats, I do not use any white flour. That again doesn't have any fiber in it. So instead I make our own flour out of oats. You can buy oat flour as well, but it's more expensive. So I just get a big container of oats. And then what I do is in a coffee grinder, I really should buy like a bigger food processor because I make so much of this and it takes me forever. But I just take a little bit of the oats and then I grind it down into an oat flour, and then all of like our bake stuff gets made with that oat flour. And oats have so much fiber and lots of nutrients. Again, such a better swap for white flour. Another thing that I love is adding beans to things. So if you're making, something with meat, can you cut that in half and add half beans, or like sandwiches with beans? Or again, beans have so much fiber and is an easy way to incorporate more fiber into the day. Also a really healthy protein option too. Also, when you're shopping, trying to pick out more of those whole grain, whole wheat products rather than that processed white enriched flour again. So if you're looking at noodles, breads, cereals, things like that. And then the last tip that I have for you is like when you're snacking throughout the day or hungry, picking a proper and healthy snack. So instead of reaching for a candy bar or a bag of chips, right? No fiber in those. Maybe plan ahead and have an apple or have some veggie sticks with some hummus. Some of my favorite snacks are like the Siggy yogurt with some blueberries and sometimes some nuts or granola on there. And then my like absolute favorite lately has been a cut up mango with some walnuts sprinkled on top. And then I eat it with a spoon. It's so good. So again, so much fiber. It's working for my body. It's helping my body versus like a candy bar. Which gives my body no nutrition. The last thing that I want to talk about today is I think that there has been a really big rise in fiber supplements on the market. Fiber supplements really do not have the same variety, same vitamins, minerals, nutrients that fiber does coming from real whole foods. So it is best to get our fiber from eating those real foods, that variety of foods every day, rather than taking a supplement. So if someone's excuse for not eating that real food is, I'm taking this fiber supplement with 5 grams or whatnot, really that's not an excuse. That's not as beneficial for us. So really, we really need to not use a fiber supplement as excuse for not eating our real whole natural foods, and instead trying to incorporate those real foods and that proper fiber into our day. Again, that like fiber supplement it's processed. That's all I'm going to say. Sometimes a fiber supplement is appropriate. Definitely talk to your healthcare provider. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm just saying for us and for fiber, it is best to get that fiber from a real food and the natural source rather than trying to say, oh, we can have this supplement instead of eating real food. It doesn't work that way. That's going to be all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.